Hello, I'm Ashley Sellers, speech language pathologist and owner and operator of Speech Language and Beyond. Well, I'm coming to you today to simply say Happy New Year. I am so excited about 2017, especially right now because it's officially been 1 year that I've been in my office space where I've transitioned my business from a home based business that I literally ran out of my home that I dwell in with my husband and my little boy to this office space, which is in downtown Albany, Georgia, at the Albany Towers. I'm actually located on the fourth floor in Suite 470. I'm on the same floor as the IRS office. So what I wanted to do, because it's been such a long time coming, I wanted to give you a tour of my office. Now, I will say I have not changed anything about my office from day one. This is what the setup has been, but probably by May, you will see just a little bit of change, and I will record that for you. I'm going to switch out a rug, add a few more posters, or whatever. So before I get started, I want to tell you that this space is a one office or one room office space, simply because right now my business operates as a single member company because I'm the owner, I'm the operator, I'm the biller, I'm the coder, I'm doing everything, and I'm hoping by spring that will change, and maybe around this time next year, once I'm looking into maybe renewing my contract, that we can, move into a bigger space. And to be honest, you all, when I say we, I'm really talking about me and all the different roles that I play, in addition to knowing that I would not be here if I did not have Christ on my side. And He has literally been the fuel behind me starting my business. And even at this point, I'm not operating under a business loan. It's everything that I make out of pocket that makes this happen. And my referrals have purely come from word of mouth. And in the beginning, with me sending off different paperwork through the mail, setting up a website, setting up myself to be found. If you Google in, speech therapy services, Albany, Georgia, that my business will pop up. And it's all been because of the favor that God has given me to be in this position. And I talk to one of my colleagues all the time, and I'll tell her that so many people that we actually went to school with and graduated with, there were so many others that I would have thought would have been in this position before I was. It was something I wanted, but not something that I wanted this early in my life, or this early in my career. But as many times I've tried, as many times as I have doubted if this was for me, and I tried to go back and recheck some things to make sure this is where I needed to be and this is what I needed to be doing, God always gave me reassurances about this is where He placed me and this is where He wants me to be. So over and all, that's my spiel. I'm just saying that I'm grateful, and it's really me, Christ, and my family doing this together. Okay, and so basically the way that my office is set up right now, you will see that as I go around the room, I'm going to show you how I have the different things set up that helps me to function throughout my day. And then aside from that, you will also see on my table where I've already prepped for a session that I actually have coming up at 3:45, and where I keep my things, if I have like 2 sessions that are back to back, how I kind of keep my things organized so that I can, just flow throughout my day. Okay, so here I'm kind of standing like in a corner of my office, and I'm just going to start off by just giving you kind of a panoramic view of what my office looks like. And like I said, these things that you see here are things that I'm actually going to use in a therapy session I have coming up, and those books there on the floor are actually for another YouTube video that I'm prepping for. You see those posters up there, and then my area that I have here, and then this is the entry door here, this, and then opened up here, you see in my closet where I keep everything, and just to kind of give you another idea of what this looks like. This is my door, as you see. And you walk in. So here, let me tell you about this area. So basically, when people walk in from this door here, you will see what I consider to be my waiting area. Here I have a sign that just kind of lets you identify some of the signs of having a communication disorder, and this is pretty much where my parents sit when they come in. I had signs on my door. I only allow one parent and the child that's being tested to enter the area, simply because it makes me more comfortable. And most times when I have both parents in a session or an evaluation, it just feels sometimes like a lot of pressure, and sometimes the children will feed off of both of them, and really my area is just really, really small, and so I try to keep it to just one person, one parent or guardian plus the child, because I've actually had people that have tried to bring their entire family up here. It's just too much. Okay, and so then here, what I have here, let me step back out this way, is like once you walk through the door again, you're gonna come here. This is my sign-in sheet, and this is just kind of my area where if you want some information on speech therapy, I have a few pamphlets there, and it's kind of like a holding spot for some of the materials that I use. Kind of in this drawer that I have here are just some of my maintenance things. You know, like my screwdriver, my nails, my batteries, scissors, cleaning things. And then you can see here that I have my trash can here in the corner. So if we take it on around here, try to see what's the best way to get this. This is pretty much my therapy area. So you see I have my two posters here. And then the basket that you see here on the wall that has the tissue, the lotion, hand sanitizer, hand wipes. I pretty much kind of use that for myself throughout the day, and it kind of helps like if I'm doing any type of oral motor type things, or you know, if I have a cold, or you know, it kind of helps me throughout the day with those types of things. And it's also for the people that walk through the door that may need them. This little file holder that you see here in the middle, at the top, the clipboards that you see turned backwards, that's where I keep my information, because I do disability evaluations the first part of my morning for 4 days a week. And that's where I keep all of my information there. And I mostly already have it prepped and ready to go, so that I can use it as I walk through the door. And then the file folder space that's under there is pretty much where I keep my therapy things that I'm going to use actually in a session. So like as you can see here, this is a session I have coming up, and then the one that I have after that, I already have their stuff already ready to be used. And then I have another poster here, and then that's kind of where I would hang if I need to make a note for something, if I have a receipt or a notice or something like that that I need to give to a parent and I want to remind myself. Then especially if they're personal, I just turn them backwards where you can't see the information and clip them there so that I don't forget to give them their things. If we come back around this area, this is pretty much just a holding spot for most of the materials that I use. And I can always and it's kind of organized to where mostly all my magnetic things, as you can see, are hanging here. I have a few things there. That's most of my puzzles that I use. All of these things here are different types of puzzles. And then if we pull out this drawer, it's my staples, my pens, my hole puncher, those types of things. And then this is where I keep a lot of my decks and word chart cards and things of that nature. And then here it's kind of like a junk folder where it's like I have different pieces that go to an activity that are velcroed in these things here, and sometimes because they can come off when I slide them down, they're mostly in little Ziploc bags here, so that when I use the activity I can kind of, you know, pull them out. And then here are just a lot more of the decks and things like that that I already have. And then we have more puzzles and different types of activities here. The area that I have here, this is basically where I do a lot of my therapy with my toddlers and preschoolers. As you can see, I have these two baskets, they're full of toys, and then I also have those bins that are inside that shelf that contains mostly books, puzzles, Yeah, mainly just books and puzzles. And then in the two yellow magazine holders there are a lot of my Velcro eliminated activities that I use. And this is an old tablet that I sometimes still use. It's a cheaper tablet that I do activities on. And it actually has a charger where there's a plug behind there where I can keep it charged. And on this rug is where we sit to do a lot of our therapy. And what I will tell you, leaving these toys out sometimes can be a miss because the children like to play with them. So there are times when I have to kind of, you know, put them in my closet and only have out what I'm going to use, because the first thing they normally do is walk through the door and go straight for those toys and, you know, try and play with them and everything. And then lastly, what you see here is my closet. So most of my games and things that I've purchased are here. So you can see a lot more of them there. A lot of my notebooks that I need to be organized, testing materials, just different therapy books, manuals, laminated activities, worksheets. Most of those are there on that second sheet. Here you can see my small little TV and my my fax copier printer. That's the life of this job, that machine right there. That's where most of my referrals come in at, where they get sent off. I just subscribed to an online fax service, which has saved me a lot of paper. Here you see my current working files, like anybody that I'm actually working on right now who's in active therapy is here. And then as you can see, I kind of have like this folder here in this calendar. And what I've been trying to do is that when my phone rings and someone is calling about a referral, if they haven't already given me any information from their doctor what's been faxed in, then I have my new therapy referral form sheets here where I will take down their information and write it here. And then if I schedule a date with them or anything like that, I just normally put it here on this calendar. I have my laminating machine, and this is where I keep a lot of my disability evaluation information. That top area is for people that I'm seeing that are coming the following week, and then the second one is for people that I'm currently seeing, and then that third one is normally when I have a report that's due, that I kind of put them there. And then as you can see here at the bottom, I have a lot more toys that I'm not using in this big bin that you see here. This is another little activity seat that I've tried to use with some of my smaller clients that are kind of between the ages of 1 and 2, where they kind of won't sit down, and this kind of helps to keep them calm. But I haven't used on a lot of people, so mainly I just use it on my son whenever he comes out and I have to have him at the office with me. He loves it, and he'll go in here and pull out, you know, whatever he wants to play with. And then underneath that chair, I have a lot of bins here. The first bin has a lot of my cleaning products and just extra things that I kind of keep in supply to keep my office clean. The rest of it is paper, ink, any type of pens or whiteout or whatever I need to kind of make my office run. And then here is kind of where I keep like my bag and stuff like that that I carry to work, and any extra stuff. So basically, people, this is pretty much what my office looks like, and I try to keep it very functional and neat and clean. And then here, as you can see, I have these two folders. Now these are folders I'm currently working out of, like, because I get tired of, you know, really kind of like getting up and having to go back and forth to my office. I mean, back and forth from my table to this area to get things. So the things I know that I'm going to be working on that day in between sessions to kind of keep things moving, I just kind of keep it here. So basically, this is a view of my office, and then here I have all my credentials here. This is my ASHA certification. This is my bachelor's degree, and I'm so happy about my bachelor's degree, you guys. I worked really hard. I graduated magna cum laude. I just want to say that. And that's my master's degree, and then that is my state license. So yeah, this is pretty much a rundown of what my office looks like. I'm very happy, I'm very proud of it, and I just, you know, I thank God for blessing me to really be in this space. So thank you, and I hope that you enjoy it.